What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Base Damage, and welcome back to Community Fridays, where people in the Discord channel post up their different deck profiles, and I take a look at them and see what I think about them. Obviously, a good friend of the channel, as well as longtime watcher, Koji, decided he wanted to throw his hat, or I guess, Vocaloid into the ring, and showcase this Miku deck. That has been around for a hot minute. The Project Diva set has been around for a hot minute. And he said he also wrote an entire thesis. So I'm going to be like glancing at this as I go through the cards. He says this is his strongest and best Project Diva deck as his main. Good old faithful. I remember doing a rogue deck review for this a while back, but it's been a bit. Or I did a rogue deck review for a different version. It was called Glorious Thanksgiving. This is called Dark Appreciation. I don't remember ever doing one for this, but like I said, he gave me like notes for stuff for everything, but I do want to like try to read each of the cards and then like get a feel for what I think, maybe the setup could be, and then we'll obviously, cross-reference his notes. Because he wrote an entire, bro, you wrote an entire thesis. Come on, man. So let's get right into it. So it is, green, at least level, obviously backup, whatever, but level 1 and higher is all green. So we have this 3/2 10k Hatsune Miku Factory Tyrant. When this is placed on stage, your hand, draw up to 2 cards, discard a card. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, if you have Sadistic Music Factory, it looks like a little infinity symbol right there, could be wrong, is in your climax area, you may put that character into your opponent's clock, which is this one. So gold bar, so half the deck is gold bar. The other half, I'm assuming this is like the same card. Yeah, it's like a SR. He got an SR for that. That's awesome. I bet that looks great. I really do. So the gold bar, just good old, on reverse clock shoot. Can't really complain there. Then we got this 3/2 10k Resonating Diva Hatsune Miku. If the number of climaxes in your waiting room is 6 or more, this gets minus a level in hand. Haven't seen like the 6 or more clause on a card in a hot minute. The number of your other music characters is 3 or more, gets an extra 1k. And then when this card is placed on stage from your hand, draw up to 2 cards. Choose 2 cards from your hand, put them into your waiting room, put up to 1 card from the top of your deck into your stock. So it does pay for half of itself, which is really good. You get to try to draw to get either, more copies of the level, the clock shoot level 3 or the climax in hand. So that's really cool. I'm going to go ahead and take a peek at your notes real quick to see if I've missed anything. I'm going to take more of a look at your notes after I go through more of the deck, and then just probably just add that more at the end. So, just because it's a lot to go through, bro. This 218k to the highest stage Hatsune Miku. I also didn't say numbers. 4 of the clock shoot, 2 of the other level 3 that puts draws and puts stock. 2 copies of this Miku. When this is placed on stage from hand, if the number of other music characters is 2 or more, this gains 2k power till end of turn. Real easy, a free 10k basically. I also love this art, it's just so cute. So 2 copies of that. 3 copies of Hatsune Miku Siren, 218k. When this is placed on stage from hand, reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a music character, put it into your stock. If not, put it into your clock. So you only, you do have an event here. So you do have to worry about 10 cards in your deck possibly dealing you damage. But if you don't, if you just reveal a typical music character, which is the rest of the deck, it's basically a free stock. You basically, you summon an 8k for free, which is really nice. So 3 copies of that. 2 copies of this Assist Miku. It's a 2135. 1000 assist in front. And tap this card an act to tap itself to give a global 500 to all music characters. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Like, it's a 1000 assist in front. Usually, like, obviously probably be like on a lower level card, but I see like this is typically like reversed of like, 500 assist in front and then tap to give like 1000 to somebody or some shit. So this is also like just really cool to be able to see that, because I don't think I've ever seen this tap effect on another card. That's just me though. So 2 copies of that. 4 copies of this 1165 Hatsune Miku Puffy Pastels. This is your other climax combo. When this card attacks, if Glory, I don't know how. 3 USI 9. I don't know how that's. Wait, is that supposed to be read out as if it was in Japanese? Like 3 is san. That just sounds like I'm saying something really sus. Is if this climax. Okay, this is a. When this is played, choose a green card in your waiting room. Put the stock. Everyone gets +1 soul. So when the green stock climax is in your climax area, and you have another card named Hatsune Miku Rainbow Lines, which I'm assuming is one of these other cards over here, you can pay the cost, and if you do, this card gets plus 4,000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. This, I know it's not it, but it just reminds me of Soundless Voice. It just makes me think of Soundless Voice for how big you can get. So, because then that puts her at a 10-5 before anything else. And then like this, you know, makes her 11-5 for the 1,000 assist. And there's probably more. Hell, we'll get to it. So this is Rainbow Lines, and this, okay, so you got a triple rare. That's awesome. So it's a total of 4 copies of Rainbow Lines. When this attacks, so this is also a climax. So 2 different climax combos off the same card. When that is within the green stock is in your climax area, and then you have to have the 1/1 is in there. Choose one of no. Okay, so you choose one of your other cards named the 1/1, and that card gets the ability until end of turn. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, search your deck for up to 2 music characters, reveal them to your opponent, put them into your hand, choose a card from your hand, put it in a waiting room, shuffle your deck afterwards. Okay, so you like play this in the back row? Oh no, it says on attack, so never mind. So you have to at least swing with one of these. And then at least have, so as long as you have one of each of these, you get the entire combo off, where she gets big, like really, really big. So you're going to guarantee the reverse and then search for 2 characters. Okay. So he probably has a note in there of like what he typically likes to search for, but we'll see. Let's continue. 1,500 backup, so 3 of those, really good. 4 copies of Hatsune Miku Infinity, I'm assuming is what that means. So 0035. Okay, it's on play. It's oversized, so the drawback is on play. Top check if it's not a music. Send that card to your clock, so you do yourself a damage. That's whatever. Then we have 3 copies of this Hatsune Miku Magician, looking fabulous. 002K. When you use an act, choose a character. It gets 500 power till end of turn, which does count if you use backups. They are act abilities. So. And it has a brainstorm. Pay 1, tap 2 of your characters, reveal 4 for each climax search. So your typical search brainstorm, really good. 2 copies of Hatsune Miku School. Once again, she just looks so damn cute. 0015. When this card is placed on stage from hand, you can pay 1 and discard 1. If you do, search your deck for a music character and add it. So good drop searcher. Okay. 3 copies of Hatsune Miku Breathe With You. When this card becomes reversed in battle, if the battle opponent is 0 or lower, you can reverse it as well. Really good. Let's see. An act ability. Pay a stock. Put the top card of your opponent's deck into their waiting room. Choose a card in your opponent's waiting room and put it on top of your opponent's deck. Okay, that's interesting. Like if you think your opponent's legally, we're gonna say if they've legally stacked their deck via say a climax combo or a card effect, that would make it so, oh, I know that the next card that I have on top of my deck is a climax. That would be really funny to be able to pay the stock, get that climax off the top of their deck, and then put like a level 0 or some shit on top there that's going to get, be guaranteed damage. That's just really funny. It probably doesn't come up but so much nowadays. Granted, like, I can think of the first effect that I think of, the first climax combo that I think of is the level 3 Mocha from Bang Dream that top checked the opponent's deck and then top checked your own deck as well. So you could choose how you were gonna how your cards were gonna trigger and hit, And a lot of people would be like, if they saw a climax, they would just keep shuffling it down until it was like going to be the top card of their deck. So if you went up against something like that where a climax combo does do that, this would be hilarious to just drop on your opponent and be like, nope, get that climax off the top of your deck. I know it's there. Or at least try to anyway. 3 copies of that. 4 copies of Hatsune Miku Kasha. This is very interesting artwork. 0/500. Your other character in the middle position gets 500 power. And up to 1 time per turn when you use an act, so like the Brainstormer, choose one of your music characters and that gets 1,000 power till end of turn. You get some hella buffing in here too. So if you have like the Brainstormer, I mean, this is also an act. To be completely fair, this is an act. So you could use this for the Brainstormer's effect right here to give 500, or this to give an additional 500. 1,000, I'm sorry. Basically, you are like, so before, obviously the last card is like an event, and we'll get to that in a second. So it just makes me think you have multiple buffing options, whether you need to guarantee or reverse. Like if your opponent has a problem card, I almost feel this is always going to be able to reverse no matter what. But I guess making up the difference for the climax being a green stock soul makes up a bit more for this. It doesn't get any power. It doesn't give itself any power. So being able to have the other cards to buff it, to one, make it so it doesn't die. Try to get over characters and whatnot, so you can possibly pull off the combo multiple times. You probably don't have to worry about pulling off the combo multiple times, because you can search with this after you give it the climax combo effect, and probably just be able to like just get more copies of this or something. I don't know, like either get more copies of, if you're still early game, get more copies of this to set up for more of the climax combo, or like search out just straight up 2 copies of your clock shoot. Okay, it really just depends on what you've drawn as well. So, because your level 3 count is very low, but I guess for the time, this is what you had to work with. I still like it. I'm not trying to say anything bad about it. I'm just saying, I'm used to seeing like 8 or 10 level 3s, but I mean, it's obviously you got other stuff to work with here. And lastly is this I'll Miku Miku You. Okay, it's a 1/1 green event for reals. It's in quotation marks, so you know it's for reals. Oh, it actually has an artist thing at the. Is that on every single card? Hold on, we're gonna go back to this after. This is one of the crazy cards he also submitted for another thing. Choose one of your. It's a 1/1 event. It's not a count. If this was a counter event, that would be hilarious. Choose one of your characters with Miku, and it gets the ability. It gets plus 3,939 power. It's just such an odd fucking number until the end of turn. And then when this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, search your deck for a Miku, add it to hand. So making it so once again you give this effect. I guess you could even give it to the other level 1 right here, because that will make it big. With the other buffs and everything, you could give it all to this level 1, because this other level 1's probably going to be guaranteed get reversing. Or even at level 3, you could use this on the level 3 to ensure, like, making certain you're going to clock shoot the opponent. But it's such a weird fucking. It just can't be. 4,000. You are 61 power off of plus 4,000. But you get to search, which is the 39 is supposed to mean something for like Miku in general. I personally don't know, and I'm sorry. That being said, apparently every single one of these has like, okay, artist, and then a module design, because I think it was like rendered like CG or something. So, and then this illustration by K. I've never even considered that illustration by K. I just noticed this just now, and that alone is really cool. I wish that happened more often for some of the like some of the other cards nowadays. But I guess they just would have to credit people way too much. I don't know. So, all right, now pause real quick, because I'm going to take a look over Koji's notes and see if I hit any nail on the head, or if he has to correct me on stuff. Here we go. Otherwise, he's going to be probably posting a long ass comment in this video, so we'll see. Give me a second. So, time skip. All right, so after skimming over the notes, one of the things he did point out that I didn't even consider was the fact that you could play 2 copies of the rainbow lines and just have one copy of Puffy Pastels. Because when you attack with this, you can give that the Climax combo effect from each of these to the same Puffy Pastels. So essentially, you could give this up there twice, so when the battle opponent becomes reversed, you instead discard. Yeah. So you would end up searching 4 cards total and discarding 2 cards. But that lets you craft your hand if you have extra copies of Climaxes you want to get out. If you have extra copies of other stuff, you can keep like filtering and getting exactly what you need. Also pointing out how like the best level 0 basically is going to be this Kasha, because when you use an act like the brain, this Dark Angel's a 1500 backup. But when you use an act, you can give a character 1,000. So this is a free, quote unquote, 2,500 backup. And that's if you don't also have the Magician, which you're going to hope they have probably like they had the Magician and Kasha in back row. Because then you get a free, do the math, a free 3K backup, if I'm not like miscounting, which even makes like cards like this hard to revert. Obviously, you're probably not getting over this bitch, because she's going to be like 11K. She's going to be massive. With all the other buffs, because this also buffs like middle center and everything, you can keep Rainbow Lines alive a good bit from what I've read in his notes. And being able to keep them alive, and obviously this is going to stay alive, keep one of these alive off of like a backup or two, and just be able to like get the combo rolling multiple turns, lets you set up very efficiently, and I do like that. And obviously you can also use 39, which is really cool. So like you give like a whole bunch of buff to her, and then do like this, so she'll get search, then she'll get like a fuck ton of search. I do like that. So this is very interesting. Like you said, this is he wishes that Diva X would have gotten here. We're probably not going to get the stuff I really do hope you eventually are able to get the stuff in English, because the Hatsune Miku stuff is just really cool in general. It's a lot of stuff you just don't see anymore. But I can understand like they probably might not bring it over, but I will be praying right alongside with you, brother. With that, this gets the certified seal of approval from Mr. Cade himself. So I may not have covered every single aspect of it, but I did read over all of your notes, my dude, and I definitely like this deck. I do vaguely remember, it's just been years at this point, I do vaguely remember the other deck that I went over in the Rogue deck reviews. But I may have to go back and rewatch that video at some point. So yeah. With that, I hope y'all like it as well. The link to the deck list is in the description. Check it out if you want. A big thank you to Koji, and thank you to anyone else who submits any deck profiles. It is really cool. I will check them all out and try to figure shit out. If you also, to do so, you have to go to our Discord though. So link for that's going to be in the description. Go to the deck list submissions, toss them in there, and you may see it featured on a future video. With that, we will see you on the flip side. Peace.